So in this video, we are going to be covering our scanners, our simulator, and our trading desk. So within the scanners, you have different types of scanners: acceleration, attention, top gainers, halts, reversals, top losers, after hours gainers, after hours losers, and stock info. And in the simulator, you have simulator home, simulator workbook, hotkeys, and sim account settings. So let's start with the trading desk, because although all of these are individual items and you could use them standalone, they work together in within the trading workbook seamlessly. So in the last video, we had seen that we had opened our trading workbook, and I will give an overview of the individual scanners, how you can bring them up, how we can use them together, and what individual icons on each of these widgets are. So once you open the trading book, what you notice here is on the left side, you have some panels and you have charts on the right, and then you have a simulator order book, which is placed along with the time and sales and the positions and P&L. Now, whatever you see until the charts is a part of the is a part of the scanners. And whatever you see in the orders panel, the time and sales and the position is what you get from a simulator. So both of these together, and you'd be able to practice real-time trading by tick in the market. That will help you determine if you're profitable or not. First, let's look at the different types of scanners that we have as a part of the scanners bundle. On the left side over here, you have the attention. So the Apex attention panel basically tells you what the traders are looking at this instance and how many people are trading it currently. So the top of the book, you see right now GCTK, and you would see the price, you will see the float, you will see the volume, and you'll also see the relative volume. So the relative volume is a daily volume indicator in terms of how much how much more shares have traded today compared to, let's say, yesterday on an average. And the volume is the total number of shares that have traded today until now. The float is total number of outstanding shares. And the number of trades and relative index is basically the popularity of this stock at this moment. So this time you will notice that the relative index I of 1 being the most popular, will put this at the top. Any moment any other stock has more interest from the traders, that stock will replace this stock and will move to the top of the list. So this is extremely important in market where you have multiple stocks popping up. So this will tell you where most of the traders are so that you can trade the stock which most traders are watching right now. So when you're trading with Apex Attention, you want to look for a stock with a high number of trades and a high relative index, which is 1. So as the trades number of people taking trades goes up, you will notice this will change color and it will become orange. On next to it is Apex Acceleration. So these two, Apex Attention and Acceleration, go hand in hand. The Apex Acceleration tells you which stock is currently on the move. So on the left side, you have symbols which say 3x, 2x, 5x. This basically means tick by tick if the stock is going up. If it keeps going up continuously, so each of these get rolled up into one. And if you notice here, there was a rocket, which basically tells you this is something which is really moving and has the attention from a lot of traders. Next to it, you have these icons, which are news notes. If there is a news attached to a stock, it shows up as notes. And as the news ages, if it is super fresh, it shows up as red. And as it ages, it starts showing as orange if it is older than 3 hours. And if it is more than 3 hours, it starts showing up as yellow. Here you have the stock info panel. In this stock info panel, you have things like the current price and how many percentage the stock is up. And then you also have your news, which is displayed over here. You have things like how much short position people have in this, when the stock started trading, a brief description of the stock, also the news that is relevant, which is the most recent. As you can see, this news came out about 25 minutes ago. And then there is AI inference. So this is backed by AI inference. So based on the model's inference, so the news will tell you whether the stock is bullish or bearish for this particular news item. You also have the country of origin of where the stock is listed. So this particular stock is from the United States. On the left side, you have apex gainers. So these give you the gainers which are in regular market hours. And next to it, you have the apex hours, after hours gainers. These are gainers that show up in the after hours or in the pre market hours. So this is where you will see the top gainers from the pre market and after hours. And here again, you'll have the news attached to each of those symbols. On the next chart, on the next scanner, you have is halts. Halts basically is stocks which have been halted either for pending news or for the volatility, the LULD and LULF bands. So this scanner will tell you as soon as the stock goes into a halt, and it'll tell you if it is a NASDAQ listed stock, what is the bid at which it is going to open, how much volume it has, and what the reopen time is. So you will know beforehand when a stock that has been halted is coming for reopen. So you watch this, and as you will watch this, this will have a countdown timer that will tell you when a stock is ready for resumption. Next to this are the charts. You can bring up all of these scanners from the little widget at the top, and this will tell you all of the scanners that are available. You have the top losers, you have the after hour losers, as well as the apex reversal scanners as well. In addition to this, when you have your free trial running, you would be able to open up each of these, and you'd be, you can explore and see for yourself how they work. In the charts, you can set up different times. You have the 10-second, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30-minute, hour, 4 hour, day, week, month. All these charts are available to you. And within each of these charts, you can set up indicators. You have a wide variety of indicators that you can add. You have, you can favorite some of the indicators. And these indicators by default will come loaded for you, so you don't have to go ahead setting them up. You have the trend indicators, you have the momentum indicators, you have the volume indicators. For example, you could add the volume profile for this. And as soon as you add the volume profile, it gives you things like, which point most volume was traded, what was the point of control, what is the high value, what is the low value. And you can disable all of these indicators. Each of these are configurable. Let's click on all. And in each of these added indicators, like for example, if you go to the volume profile, you would be able to disable the point of control line, volume area line, and if you just want to be done, you can done, and you close it by clicking outside or clicking at the cross, and this will tell you how many were sold, bought. Again, in terms of the volume bar at the bottom, it tells you how many were bought, how many were sold, and the total volume on the right. And then you also have your VWAP and your EMAs, which would be displayed at the top. So for the 200 moving VWAP, you can squeeze the chart a little and it'll start showing up because it needs so much data. Same for these charts as well. So you can see your EMA 200s, EMA 920 populated, along with the split of the volume in terms of how many are bought, how many are sold, and what the total volume is over here. On the right side, which is the offering of the simulator, you have a full NBBO workbook, and then you have the tape, which is real time as well. And then below it, you have your positions and P&L, where you have your open positions, closed positions, how many working orders, and your trades. Like for example, on this particular symbol, let's try to take a trade. Let's say we buy about 4,000 shares. So this is something which is I can place profit-taking orders. So these are all configured in hotkeys. I'll walk you through the hotkey section where you can set them up so you can trade them fast as possible, the way you do it with your real trading softwares like Charles Schwab, Thinkorswim. This pretty much is exactly as you trade live. This allows you to practice and be certain that you can be profitable first in a simulator before you start trading with real money, right? So let me cancel that and let me just sell it on the ask. And let me take one more trade. So at the top, you will see that we start off with an equity of $25,000, and this is our buying power, which is 4 times. This is all configurable. I'll show you where exactly you need to configure this. So let's sell this for a loss. And let's go back to our trading desk. And within the panel, before I go back to the trading desk, you can add new scanners. Like for example, let's say if I want to add after our losers, I can add them over here. You can drag and drop, and you can set the panels the way you want. Howsoever you want to arrange them, you should be able to arrange them. You can move and resize the panels in any which way, any order you want. If you want certain panels to be outside, you can pop them open and they'll pop up in a separate panel. You can close them. And all of these charts and all of these panels are linked to the scanners. At the top, you have these scanners linked. So if they're linked with the symbol S over here, it means all of these are linked together, all the charts and everything, along with they are linked to the scanner. So if you click on a scanner, they will load up the charts for it. So that's pretty much how it works. Now let's go back to the simulator settings where you can manage your sim accounts. So if you go to the simulator home, you will see that you can start off multiple challenges. Let's say, for example, there is a challenge which is already present for you, which is you start with $2,000 and the goal is to finish with $10,000 within 30 days. So to start the challenge, you start and you say, let's say 2K goal, and you create an account. And once you create an account, you would be brought back to the trading desk. And here within the simulator account, you would be able to change to your 2K account and you would be able to trade just with your $2,000 with a buying power, which is 4 times. And you have similar, and your challenge starts and you have about 30 days to finish it. And you also have the century run where you can start with 25,000 and it is up to you, to reach 100,000 within 30 days. You can also start your own challenges with your own rules where you can define uh, your leverage, your max position size, your max daily loss, what's your default stop percent, what your buying power is, um, and your slippage model. You can add those for stocks below $1, between $1 to $5, and above $5, and you can include your commission. And if you want to quit your challenge midway, you could do it over here. Let's say you blew up your account, you can restart your challenge from here as well. Let's go to the hotkeys. In hotkeys, we already preload hotkeys for you, and you can click on each of them, which will tell you how these hotkeys are set up. So these hotkeys can be set up either by amount, percentage of shares, or percentage of position. You can have your buy hotkeys, sell hotkeys. And for example, if you have your hotkeys which are interfering with your application, you can by default keep them off. So the hotkeys will not register with Apex, any of the Apex applications. Right? So you can allow shorting. So you can enable or disable this. So in that way, you don't accidentally end up shorting a stock in the simulator. Right, let's cancel this. And so that's pretty much it for the simulator as well as the scanners. In the next video, we will go over the journal as well as the replay feature.